though, right? Both are bad. Both genders do it. Women do it too. And honestly, technically, if you're looking hard enough, obviously you can find a woman somewhere who's been abusive. But let's be real, right? That's not the actual epidemic.
When there's a post of violence, there's a post of, hey guys, this man unalived his wife, this man unalived his girlfriend, this man raped so person, you see in the comment section men and some women, but mostly men will start saying, oh, you all are just saying all of that, you all just act as if it is only men that get unalive it's only men that unalive women in relationship. Even some women can actually be very abusive and be all of that in the relationship. They tell you that even men face rape or something. They just try to tell you that people are just centered around only one gender. You're just making it look as if it is only men that is the problem. But then some women are wicked, some women are terrible. Do you know that that's what they do? Like, have you probably seen all those kind of posts, and you in the comment section you even see some women defending men? I saw a video of this lady. I cannot even watch the video to the end because it was very annoying. She just came online and she was like, you guys, when you hear that, you guys are quick to judge men. When you hear that a man beats his wife, people are quick to be like, oh, that man is wicked, that man is this, that man is that. Did you for once ask, what did the woman do to deserve beating? She must have done something to hurt him. That is why he is beating the wife. There are women like that. Okay? There are women like they want to max everything a man is doing just to get that approval. They're so pick me to the extent that they carry that thing on their head. Because I don't understand why you even think to that extent that you're like, what did the woman do first? We should ask what the woman did first. So even if it's coming from a man or men, we know their level of intelligence. You, as your fellow woman, you see a man beating a woman, and you'll be like, Madam, what did you do? What did you do to deserve beating? These are the things that happen because they make it look like we always come out to say, oh, women face domestic violence in relationship, and some men will come and say, oh, it's not just only women that face domestic violence. There are some men that their wife beats them in the house. Anyway, I found this very interesting video which she analyzed so many things, and I decided to share with you all today. Let's go ahead and watch this video to the end and we'll talk about it, and let me know your thoughts about this video in the comment section as well.
So this should be obvious, but apparently it isn't. Removing gender from gender-based violence. That's nonsense. We've all heard it though, right? Both are bad. Both genders do it. Women do it too. And honestly, technically, if you're looking hard enough, obviously you can find a woman somewhere who's been abusive. But let's be real, right? That's not the actual epidemic. That's not what's filling up women's shelters. That's not what's driving the vast majority of unalivings, injuries, and literal destroyed lives. It's men. Men commit 90% of all violent crimes against women, against other men, against literally everyone. And yet people still want to pretend that it's like this equal playing field. That little both sides dance, it's actually harmful to everyone, right? It harms women. It downplays what's actually happening to them. It silences them. It gaslights them into questioning their own reality because the world just keeps telling them, oh, well, men suffer too. Yeah, men do suffer. And guess what? It's mostly at the hands of other men. It harms men too because instead of addressing why men are so much more violent, instead of fixing the systems that create violent men, it turns into this like weird victim contest where nothing actually gets solved. And who actually benefits from that? The men who abuse, the men who don't want accountability, the ones who use the women do it too excuse as some free pass to just keep doing what they're doing. So let's actually obliterate the women do it too argument entirely. Yes, some women are abusive. There, I said it. But the difference, men are dangerous. Men are not just slapping and screaming. They are unaliving. They are breaking bones. They are forcing women into shelters and financial ruin. You literally cannot compare both sides when one side is doing 90% of the damage. Saying women do it too is like saying, well, some rabbits bite in a discussion about lion attacks. So you want to talk about men's shelters, right? That's what you guys always want to talk about. This topic comes up constantly. People love to claim that feminists shut them down, and they always bring up this guy named Earl. In fact, no feminists did not shut down his shelter. There's no evidence to support that. What actually happened? He ran out of funding. There wasn't enough financial support. Not because some feminist conspiracy, right? Because the demand for men's shelters is not the same as women's. Now ask yourself why, because when men leave abusive relationships, they're not fleeing at anywhere near the same rates with absolutely nothing. They aren't being systematically beaten, controlled financially, stalked, and unalived by their partners in the same way that women are. Shelters exist because women are being financially and physically trapped, and that's why there's more of them. It's literally not sexism, it's necessity. Now, the next little thing that all these men want to talk about is men underreport. Yeah, they do. That's absolutely true. So do women. Everyone actually underreports because victims are treated horribly. But you know what's actually funny? Men love to jump into my comment section saying, people ask men what they did to deserve it. That's not fair. Yeah, people ask victims that. It's actually not a man thing. It's a victim thing. And when men get treated like women do, right? When people doubt them, blame them, question them, suddenly they don't like it. Weird. It's almost like victim blaming sucks, right? No matter who it happens to. But instead of weaponizing that experience to deflect from male violence, you could actually stand up against victim blaming as a whole, right? Instead of only caring when it happens to you. But here's the real kicker, right? What happens when we pretend that men and women are equally abusive? Resources dry up, right? Laws get rewritten to favor abusers. Shelters lose funding. Women stop being believed. The conversation about fixing male violence stops happening. And we already see it, right? Family courts treating male abusers and female victims like equal combatants, punishing women for fighting back, forcing shared custody with abusers. Because once you say both do it, you erase the reality that one side is overwhelmingly responsible. And when we erase reality, literally nothing changes. So then we have the good men, right? The ones who claim that they're just so tired of the man hate. Oh, they're exhausted and they're just drained from hearing about it. But funny enough, they're not actually tired of men being violent, right? They're not tired of the fact that 1 in 3 women has been abused by a partner. They're not tired of the fact that women are unalived every single day by their exes and partners. No, what really drains them is the women talking about what actually happens in real life. They'll jump into any conversation to defend men they don't even know as a whole, but they mysteriously go silent when it's time to hold other men accountable. So if you're a good man who hates the way men are being talked about, I hear you. But let me tell you something. Good men, they don't stay silent. Good men don't get more mad at the conversation about abuse than the actual abuse. Because every time that you stay quiet, you're protecting the abusers, not the victims. Every time you act like male violence just isn't a gendered problem, you're doing an abuser's job for him. The world isn't hating men. It is hating what violent men are doing to everyone around them. And if that offends you more than the violence itself, you're not as good as you think, bro. And here's an idea. If men want to be talked about differently, be different. Instead of getting mad at women for noticing patterns, change the patterns. Speak up when your friends make those disgusting jokes. Step in when you see men behaving violently or you see them controlling their partners. Actually do something to change male culture instead of demanding that women pretend that men and women are equally abusive when they're not. Like, that's literally not reality. That is not what the numbers say. Now, men are always going to ask, well, what are women doing to fix this? Surviving? We're surviving. We're warning each other. We're building shelters. We're speaking out. We're protecting our daughters. We're doing our best to teach our sons better. This is a problem that men created, and that means that men have to fix it. So don't ask women what we're doing. Ask what you're doing. You ignoring the red flags in your friends? You watching a guy mistreat his girlfriend and you say nothing? You're not going to tell anybody that your bro is cheating on his wife? you're not actively stopping it, then guess what? You are part of the problem. And the most asinine argument of them all, somebody said this to me in my comment section yesterday: no one gender has a monopoly on violence. You sure about that? Because statistically, one gender absolutely does. Pretending that men and women are equal in this makes it impossible to have an intelligent conversation, let alone create solutions, right? You can't solve a problem if you're lying about what the problem is. False equivalencies don't help anyone except the men who want to keep abusing and getting away with it. So here's what men can actually do to help men instead of demanding that women shut up. Stop deflecting. If you care about male victims, fight for them without using them as an excuse to downplay male violence against women. I want you to call out other men because your silence enables them. Why don't you challenge toxic masculinity? If you don't want men to be violent, raise them differently. Challenge the way that boys are actually socialized. Support actual solutions. If you think there should be more resources for men, advocate for funding, not for women's shelters to shut down. Address the root cause. So instead of pretending that women are equally to blame, ask why men are committing the vast majority of violent crimes in the first place. I will never remove gender from gender-based violence because that's not the truth. And if you're so desperate to protect men's feelings that you'd rather lie about reality than help solve the problem, then you're not part of the solution. You are making it easier for abusers to keep winning, and I'm not here for that.
Yes, some human beings are very dangerous. And human being can include male and female, right? Men and women, boys and girls, anybody, right? But when you sit down and use your sense to think about the things that are happening around you, nobody's going to tell you that it is not men that are causing most of the issue. Unless you are dumb. Nobody needs to tell you. Once you look at crime rates, just for once, because the kind of crime rates that I see on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, just not even searching. I'm not searching to look for, okay, what crime has men committed? I don't search. They come to me. So just by just being on my own, the kind of things that I see men do and the ones that women do, it's like men are doing 1 million and women are just doing 1% of it. I'm not saying I don't see women do some things that are wrong. They do, okay? They do. But most of the time, this crime rate comes from men. And the fact that some men support that act, but they act like they are not supporting it. They tell you, oh, it's not all men that cheat. It's not all men that beat. It's not all men that would unalive you. It's not all men that will do this, that will do that for you or to you, or that will grape you or something. It is not all men. You guys are just judging too much. And because you don't choose the right one. You choose wrong. That is why you keep falling in wrong ends. I feel like men that type and say something like that when there's crime rates, maybe a woman come and be like, I talking about a rape experience or something very serious about her lifestyle or about her life, sorry, and you are commenting as a man, even if you have never gripped a girl before, and you're commenting something like that, saying, it's not all men, you chose wrong, or maybe what you were wearing was one that seduced the man, or what were you wearing to make the man sleep with you or grip you? You're a rapist. You just need the opportunity to express yourself. I just feel like men like that, they're even worse than the ones that are doing the acts. Because that you're clapping, you see something bad and you're clapping for that something bad. You're clapping. The ones that keep quiet, those ones that keep quiet, that they're not going to say anything, to just be like, I don't have anything to say. They are dangerous. Because you don't even know if they are supporting or they are against. Those ones are even worse. They are dangerous. So the ones that have the opportunity to open their mouth to talk, they talk in support of the act. And when you think about these things, most of the time, men are the problem. That is why women, sometimes 2 years ago, women are choosing the bear. Women would rather be stuck in the forest with animal, because men cannot even, in fact, they feel safer. They prefer to get unalived by an animal than by a fellow man, because the animal, yes, the animal will just unalive you. It's you know, okay, yes, I went to meet the animal in the forest. Yes, I did too much. I left land and I went to forest to look for the animal. I went to the animal's kingdom. Okay, let the animal unalive me. They prefer it than to meet a man, that a fellow man, like human being in the forest. Women would choose animal. Do you think it's ordinary eye for women to gather together and tell you that I will pick the bear over a man? Because men are dangerous. And the thing is that the dangerous ones are the ones that are closer to you, not the ones that are far away from. The ones that are far away from me are dangerous. So. But you see, the ones that are most dangerous, that you don't even expect, they are the ones closer to you. A man unalive his wife. A man shot his girlfriend. He burned her to ashes. He did this, he did that. Oh shit. So many. So many. He raped his daughter. He did this. Uncle did, like, men are the problem. To me, they are the problem in the society. And when you see women unalive men, I'm not saying women don't go to jail or don't get arrested for unaliving their husband. When you hear a woman unalive her husband, it is true self-defense most of the time. Most of the time, a woman is facing so many things just because she tried to protect herself, so that the man is not going to kill her. Maybe the man is somebody he has been beating her, and today she's like, you know what, I'm going to stand my ground and beat you back. So probably the day she beats him, he died. And they will say, oh, a woman killed her husband, but forgotten that he has been physically abusing her all these years. And the thing is that they are going to allow her to go to jail just for what she did. Women are mostly punished for saving themselves, for saving their lives around men. And sometimes some women that are also very, support men and all of that, most of them, they are working hand in hand with men. If some group of men are planning to grape a woman or a girl, a lady, anybody, if they cannot get across to you directly, they always go through pick me women. Pick me women. They'll go and meet a pick me woman. They already know that this one is looking for male validation. This one can do anything for us. They know the kind of women they go and meet. The pick me woman will lure you, because you trust a woman more than a man. Will lure you. Oh, come to the party, come to this, come to that. Oh, have a drink. You never know, they spiked your drink or something, and they do it. Those are the women. I feel like once they do something that's hurtful, they are in collaboration with men. It still involves men. So all this is not all men. It's men, men, men. Oh, people act like men don't cry. People act like you're the only one that is suffering. People act that men are not this. People act like, okay, tell us, how many households have you seen there is a woman that is beating the man in the house? And compare the ones that you've seen that is the man that beats the wife in the house. Tell us, how many men have you seen come out with this disability? Because we've talked about some women that came out years later after they survived domestic violence from their husband. There's one woman that one of her eyes gone. There's another one that cannot walk. There was one that I saw of recent. She became disabled because he shot her. The crazy part that she went back to him. That's another conversation we'll be having, another video, because that I don't even get it. Anyway, how many men have you seen? Have you seen that they say, okay, well, this woman has been beating this man from the day one of their relationship. He didn't touch her, but he has been beating her from the one of the, and that was why he cannot walk again. it doesn't get to that stage. And for a woman, I feel like for a woman to even beat you to the stage whereby you get blind is because you've been beating her and she has planned to beat you back that day. That's why women will go extra mile to do anything just to protect themselves, and even they have children with you. So all this is not all men. That is all, to me, I feel like all men are capable of being evil. They just need that opportunity to show that evilness in them. They are capable of being that evil. If you give them the opportunity, if they have the opportunity, nobody's going to caution them. Nobody is telling them, no, what you did was wrong. All men are capable of being evil. That is just me. Anyway, what is your take on this conversation? Let me know your thought down in the comment section, respectfully. It's your girl, Mara David, and thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you in my next one. Bye.